Hi, and welcome.
I'm Z.
And I'm Keith.
And we're going to tell you about the movie that we just watched. But first, a little bit of a heads up.
Some of the movies we watch deal with heavy subject matters.
In order to talk about these emotionally delicate things and the heavy subject matters that we sometimes cover, we add humor and crude language to add some levity and to process our own trauma.
If that doesn't feel fun or safe for you, we completely understand. Please take care of yourself first and foremost.
And we spoil the end of pretty much every movie that we watch.
Now you know. On with the show. Sure.
Should but
Cry check.
Cry.
I wasn't even trying to make a pun, but I did.
You did. Critters. This was...
Alex, cry check.
Yeah. First of all, hello and welcome to another episode of us talking about movies that everyone else has either seen or doesn't care about.
It's our speciality.
Critters. Come on. How have I never seen this movie before? I didn't even know about this movie, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no recollection of, or not recollection. I have no I don't even know if I've seen it in the movie, in the video store. Like, I have no recollection of it being like on the shelves.
okay.
I have no previous reference to it.
Okay.
Before you were like, I want to watch this. I think maybe you brought it up before your birthday.
Probably.
But I didn't know anything about it. And then when you were like, this is what I want to watch for my birthday. And I looked it up. I was like, what the fuck is I was like, I have no idea. And like, there's several. So I'm like, oh, I must have, seen some of it or heard of it. And nothing. Not a thing. So surprised. Everyone in it is like someone I know.
Right.
Almost everyone. And just shocked at this film.
You got Seth Green. You got Jennifer. No, not Jennifer. Which one? Which?
Jennifer Aniston?
Beal.
Jennifer Beal.
I never remember which is Jennifer and which is Jessica.
Jennifer is the one. Jennifer Beals.
Oh, Beals versus
is
Beal.
black, and Jessica Biel is Candy.
Yeah, I'll say.
She also has 0% body fat.
Yeah.
At all times. So.
Probably negative.
Probably, yeah. She's probably in a constant deficit. Oh, fuck.
You've heard of intermittent fasting. She does intermittent...
eating?
Yeah. Doesn't really work as a joke. Because it's not really different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should be a half full kind of joke,
yeah.
But it's...
Right.
But maybe I'm just being pessimistic.
How did you... I don't really know.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's a very familiar formula.
For sure. Yeah.
We, having just watched Leprechaun last year.
Having just watched it last year. For March of last year.
A mere 18 months ago or whatever.
Yeah, like literally, because that was from... I think that was part of March Hysterical Madness, I think. So we... maybe that wasn't... Maybe it was...
No, I think it was.
Yeah. And...
It was definitely during March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe up. So, but truthfully, it was a little bit, it was right before my surgery. So I don't remember a lot of, other than the movie being so fucking boring.
Leprechaun?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Leprechaun was pretty boring.
I did like the tricycle part.
Yeah, it has
It
a
has its
couple of
moments.
moments.
It has its
but
moments. This
overall,
one, my favorite part of watching it was the fact
which
that.
one?
Sorry, yes, you're right. Critters.
Thank you.
My favorite part of watching Critters was that
You're right.
was that when they're moving, they don't run. They just hop into a little. They just like roll up into a
Genius.
little ball and go and like just go flying. And they just
is-
and I said you. I don't remember what you said. You said something like they look like whatever you said. And I said, I was like, it just looks like merkins. I was like,
right.
it looks like a bunch
right.
of fucking merkins being thrown around. They're
Come to
literally
find out.
made of merkins. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's what they made them from. I was like, because they literally look like a ball of pubes. And I was like, how is it? What the fuck? It's literally
Made
merkins.
of
I had
merkins.
I had no idea. I recognized pubes that much. I know a pube when I
I don't know.
Yeah, I know merkins.
I don't know from Merkins, but God bless Merca.
And that's the end of this episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a Merkin in person, so
Well, yeah, I've never
hard to
seen a
believe
merkin
they're-
in person, but basically, from my understanding, if a woman is naked, like if a cis woman is naked in a movie,
Oh, I see.
she's wearing a merkin
So
because there's a lot of
nothing gets in there.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It has to do with because they don't want to see anything. So it's a way to like cover, like a woman can be fully naked and not actually fully exposed.
I mean, I can understand wanting that from the actor's perspective.
Yeah, for real.
Or being into it, being like, okay.
Except for, I will say, Samantha Morton, I think, from Code 49. She
From
is
what?
Code 46, that's what it is, Code 46.
Oh,
She is not wearing a merkin,
okay.
and it's bald. I was like,
Ew.
I'd never seen that in a movie before. I was like, like, she's just fully, I was taken aback by an adult woman with nothing. I was like,
Yeah, that should be jarring.
I was like, I was like, what? I was like, how is this movie legal? It was so shocking to me. And I was like an adult. It wasn't like it wasn't like I
Was
watched
that directed by Vincent Gallo?
No, no, it wasn't. It was, I know it has Tim Robbins in it. Tim Robbins and, yeah, it's a weird movie about like in the future, there's like, you're only allowed to like have sex with like your partner or something. It's a very weird sort of thing. Or like you're only allowed to have sex with like someone that's assigned to you or something. And Samantha Morton and I think Tim Robinson, they fall in love and they start an affair.
Wait,
What?
Tim Robinson?
Yeah. Tim Robinson, right? Wait.
From I Think You Should Leave?
No, wait, what? Who's the guy? Tim Robbins?
Robbins. Yeah.
Oh, that's why I get confused when you're talking about Tim Robbins. Okay, Tim Robbins, whatever. That would be pretty funny.
It's a different movie.
Tim Robbins said like it's like that clip where the girl's like, it's Patrick Stewart, and he's like, or she's like, no, it looks like Patrick Stewart, and the guy's like, what? And she's like, she's like,
Oh, yeah.
he's like, what? And then he's like, you mean Neil Patrick Harris? And she's like, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But is it chicken, though?
Is it chick? I don't get it.
Chicken of the Sea?
Oh my God.
Same vibe.
Anyway. Not really.
Oh.
It's not because one of them just.
And then what's his name who is a writer? Tom Robbins. Is that his name? Who wrote like Even Cowgirls Get the Blues and
I don't know.
Still Life with Woodpecker.
Okay.
Even Cowgirls Get the Blues was made into a film.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Film.
Okay.
It's got Uma Thurman
Cool.
with giant thumbs. You're unaware, really?
No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
It's not a good movie.
as I was saying, yes, Tim Robbins and Samantha Morton. It's in a future, in a dystopian future where you're not allowed to sleep with people. They have an affair, But they get discovered, and what they do is they like implant her with some weird thing that causes her feelings for him don't change, but at his touch, she is like, it gives her the feeling of like incest. So like she has to still be like in love with him, but if he tries to touch her, she's like disgusted. So, and then it ends up, it's this whole thing. That movie's insane. I've like wanted to rewatch it, but I'm like, am I gonna absolutely fucking hate it?
Of course,
It's
it happens
so weird.
to the woman. Like, what?
Yeah. Oh, of course. And
That's weird. I feel weird that Tim Robbins is in that. Would do that project.
but how they get past it is she has him tie her down. And yeah, anyway.
Oh, this is why you watched it.
No, I didn't know that was in it at all. This was one of those like IFC, it's on, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Nice.
But then in the morning when she wakes up, she like, cause she's
Vomits.
Yeah, she's like, I think it's like no, when she wakes up in the morning, she like, it instinctively, she turns him in for it.
Oh.
Because he like unties her and then she like immediately turns him in because they didn't realize that like it also like whatever. Anyway, it's so weird. I should rewatch that because I like there's so much of it that I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and I'm like, I can't imagine that I would like it. And anyway, whatever. Critters. Man, Billy Zane has a ponytail. Poor Billy Zane. He went from having so much hair it had to be in a ponytail to going prematurely bald. And I think he needed a merkin in Titanic for his head.
Yeah, I mean, I hope.
This was the thing.
Why he had more of a character than fucking the daughter, Tina.
Yeah, true. Tina.
We took a break early once we started watching the film.
We took a break for me to make a cup of coffee and for Keith to confuse me with spaghetti.
Good. Fellas. And I think we were talking about the kid played by Seth Green.
Yeah.
No, what's his fucking name?
John
Grimes.
Quimby or something. Oh, Scott Grimes.
Scott Grimes.
No relation.
That we know of. No relation to...
No relation to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
But he is in Oppenheimer, so who knows? That was amazing. I love that you leaned into the mic to shrug.
Did I?
Yeah, you literally went.
That was just because I displaced my shoulder, so...
Okay, that's fine,
to
but
shrug and...
But you didn't turn away, you turned into. Girl, it was funny. Let it be funny. Why do you have to be defensive when I'm like, that was really funny? You're like, look, okay, I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Again, it's fine when your autism dominates your, like, defensiveness or whatever.
Did I say it was fine? My autism dominates.
Yes. Sarah. Is it fine when your autism dominates?
I don't like
It's the only way I can get close to sounding like
Like
Lemongrass.
inhaling?
Yeah. That's that guy's whole thing.
Yeah,
I guess.
just getting loud and yeah.
R.I.P.
Also, all the
false
other
imprisonment and
yeah,
just a lot of sexual abuse. Probably.
yeah, he's cool. That guy's cool.
It's so
R.I.P.
weird
Rick
that
and Morty. I know.
It's so weird that the guys who created one of the most cynical.
Shitbag shows on television with the worst fan base.
Speaking of, I spent Z is limping around thanks to the helpful tool known as physical therapy. I am limping around because I twisted my ankle a little bit after already twisting. I hurt my wrist.
The way you're describing it is so.
And
I'm limping because I. Go ahead. Sorry.
But I forgot what I was going to say. Why I was giving that framing. Oh, so yesterday I spent mostly in bed watching TV, and the majority of the television I watched was watching the Heart She Holler.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started at the beginning of season 2, which is, I believe, where I
God,
left.
there's more than one season?
There are 3.
Oh, sorry.
But by the time I got to 3, it was just, it's one of those things, I feared it was coming because, it's one of those things where, like, it starts off and the references to incest and the Klan, because it's Southern, or whatever, fictional Southern, are kind of edgy. Mm-hmm. They push your comfort levels, but it felt within the realm of, okay, you're doing a pastiche, you're doing a satire on satire kind of, or whatever.
Yeah.
Are the excuses, the reasoning, the rationale I can give myself. But by the 3rd season, no, it's just, you're going full on. You get scenes of a whole classroom and of kids wearing Klan robes and hoods, and I'm like,
yeah. You're
and
like,
a joke
it's
about,
subtle. Oh, I saw the Amy Sedaris jerking off the tape of her.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. Anyway, that's all. That's my report. I just needed to.
You needed to confess to God and all your patrons. To the patron saint of patrons.
I stand by it until the 3rd season.
Okay.
But I quit after like 1 episode because I'm like, I don't see this getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
But I feel like that's the thing that happens with shows like that. If you start out
edgy, then it's like, if you stay just that edgy, then it's not enough. And you feel like you have to.
Well, I think what happens is you run out of other ideas.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, and so instead of like trying to.
That's also how I felt about, what was it called? I just watched it a few months ago with John Grice.
Oh, that one show. Yeah. With
Wonder,
the dream.
Wonder Inc. or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. With the dream stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know how you stood it. It was so difficult. It was.
Really?
Oh, God. I just thought the one with Daryl Hammond.
Oh, God.
Son, kill yourself.
Yeah.
That, I laughed.
You just love it with anybody, if anybody tells anybody to kill themselves.
Or no, he's like, you should end your life or something. The way it is it's problematic. I know that. But it will never not be funny if somebody does something very subtly, like, it's so like someone's like, oh shit, my socks don't match, and someone's like, oh, you should kill yourself.
Wonder Corp.
Yeah.
Wonderkind. For a long time, I thought, honestly, just from the image, I thought it was like a fictional telling. I'm not kidding you. Of like the origins of Apple. Apple Macintosh. Mapletosh.
Macintosh. Which was going to be Macklemore's name, but he said, I don't want Apple products. You saw a friend.
On Facebook is going to attend
an
Eminem concert.
They're your friend? Or they were your friend?
I thought.
Yeah.
They're not white is the other thing.
Okay. Well, that's
more confusing. Anyway.
He's autistic.
So is Elon.
I'm just saying.
Presumably.
That's just something that I didn't know until recently.
Oh, yeah. He's also a piece of shit. But thanks to him, we have the term stan.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kill my wife.
Pregnant wife.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Or girlfriend or whatever.
I remember...
it doesn't need to be legal to be murder.
Around the time that album was out. I don't know. And Dr. Dre had done something homophobic
Oh, nice.
around the same time.
In the early aughts?
It's hard to imagine a time when hip hop was homophobic, regardless of race.
Right, yeah.
There's one thing we can agree upon. We're all in the same gay bash. I don't know if you're probably too young to remember We're All in the Same Gang, which was
Bash.
was a groundbreaking collaboration of East Coast and West Coast rappers getting together and ending some beefs.
Oh.
In the late 80s, I think.
I think you mean ladies.
Hey, late 80s!
Ice-T, ripping the microphone the way I do. Listen close, my brothers, cause I'm talking to you. The problem is we got a suicidal lifestyle, cause 90% of us are living foul and wild. I say job, you say
bad joke. I'd rather jack another brother watch the gun smoke.
Anyway, I had made a little cardboard sign put on the car window. This is when I lived in Seattle. I just put it on like the back window so it didn't fuck with my
Steez.
ability to see things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just said boycott Dr. Dre and Eminem, hate speeches and free speech or some shit like that.
Very edgy.
Very solid and concise and well formulated. And around the same time, my friend Chris Dixon, shout out, came to visit, and I picked him up from the airport, and that sign was still in the car. And he pointed out that I had misspelled boycott.
It says Bombaclot?
What's a Babadook?
That movie hasn't even come out yet. How do you know?
Barbershop? Now you're just being racist. But a guy who was
Boba
like...
Tea. Boba Fett.
These are some words that start with B. But I also remember that some guy that was spanging.
That was what?
Spanging. I know I've used this term and we've had this. Spare changing.
I don't think you've ever used that term. You may have used that term, but not with this girlfriend, boyfriend, and friend. This is just like sling all over.
I'm in a pansexual polyamorous relationship with just one.
I'm in
a personal pan poly.
We're getting divorced. You had it half iced.
Come on, knock on our door.
Why do you laugh? Why are you laughing at me? I call you nice, and you're like, that's funny. Fellas, does your gal ever laugh at you and say, what? I thought it was funny.
At your penis. You're fine. From a doctor.
What? Your penis, you're fine from a doctor.
2 separate quotes. You didn't read the punctuation correctly. Oh, God. Or perhaps I didn't punctuate it correctly.
Yeah, perhaps.
You know, there's that part in Wizard People, Dear Reader, where he's like,
Dazzler is a man who has obviously never heard the laugh of a lover, never heard the phrase, you are fine, from a doctor.
about the blood-eyed cat of security and his manservant, Dazzler. If you don't know about Wizard People, you need to
know.
Now, a thing that used to make me kind of uncomfortable is about that work of art is some of the gags are about calling the characters the wrong, quote, wrong gender, you know, like Snape.
Yeah.
referred to as with female pronouns, which is funny on his face.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's one of those things where knowing that Brad Neely, who created it, he's making fun of how it's presented. You know, that's a riff on...
Yes.
Like, Snake is evil, or Snape, excuse me. I have this problem with the Harry Potter universe where
You're
I
like,
learned most of it through the wizard people, so I have all the wrong names.
yeah. He'll be like, "Is that And then he says the wizard people
Is
name.
that Catface Meowmers?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that Dr. Hardcastle McCormick?
the joy on your face right now.
It's still one of my favorite fucking things. 20 years later or whatever. But now that shit is extra funny with
Yeah.
the well-established turfdom of
Oh yeah. yeah. I think it's funny. I mean, like, I'm sure like people will be like, "It's transphobic," but it's always funny whenever people use the wrong pronouns. It's not funny if people are doing it to make fun, but if people are doing it just to do it, it's so funny. I don't care. Like, pronouns aren't that serious to me in the sense of like I don't think that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think if you're doing it in a mean way, in the sense of like, that's obviously a guy, you're misgendering someone, you're doing like, it's not funny. But if you have like someone that's like very feminine,
Also,
a very
it's just
feminine woman, and you're like, this guy, it's gonna be funny. It's just gonna be
I
funny,
agree.
not because it's transphobic or because it's because. I think some of it is the art. Also, I get people's pronouns wrong all the fucking time. I get my own pronouns
Yeah, you just
wrong.
actually legitimately do it wrong with cis people and
I do.
trans folks.
The
and-
fucking episode where I was like talking about a guy and his parents, and I was like, they're his kids, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, that's not. And I like got all of it wrong. I was like, that's wrong.
I notice I tend to call people wives more than like
Also, I do this thing. You know, when you're if I'm
just in general.
if I'm
That
referencing if I'm
Pass me that wife.
if I'm referencing multiple people talking in conversation, you're
Yeah, it's not
guaranteed
gonna-
no one's pronouns are going to be correct by the end of the story. I knew like
Well,
she
they're not
said
going to
that
be consistent. Yeah.
they were like we were talking about this the other day. Like sometimes I just use they them because I don't know how to do because I fuck up pronouns so much that I just like play it safe and I just use the they pronouns, which I also fuck up sometimes. But if someone's like, you got to use like he or she pronouns, I'm like, I can't because I'm in a space where if I use any gendered pronouns, I'm gonna get everyone's pronouns wrong, so I have to just use they them right now. Like this, I understand, but I can't. I'm in a place right now where they're all gonna be wrong if I don't. Anyway, whatever. Critters,
Krites.
the Krites.
Okay, so all this setup. Wow.
No idea.
I mean, I knew nothing about this movie.
Immediately, it starts in space.
Immediately.
And like it's just an asteroid floating, and we're like,
It's
what?
What is an asteroid?
We're like, what the fuck?
And a ship is docking, and none of these people are Terrans.
Yeah.
There's some kind of weird. You know the guy who created the Daleks? His name is like Davros or something.
Davros, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if Davros was a Twi'lek.
Is that the Ejaba Nobada?
Yeah.
I will take it to see him now.
Well, you sound like the little
No,
battered.
that one's a little more high pitched. I can't do that one. I can't do that one. I used to.
I know
do
that witch.
I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to
bet.
do that.
I
Yeah,
bet you did.
that was my favorite one.
Did-
Ejaba Nobada.
It's great if you play some of those Star Wars games. That if there's ever like a sex worker or stripper, they're always Twi'leks. I don't know why.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't think those are. I don't know. Twilight. Those are green ones.
Twi'leks are got the
Yeah. Oh, okay. The green, the one girl that's like, it's because the one girl has the like her titty pop out.
her
Remember?
titty pop out.
I knew that when we tried to watch Return of the Jedi,
My bad.
And I was like, her titty pop out. Like she's like fighting with Jabba, and she's like green, and like her little bikini is like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it pop out, and you
Lo
were
and
like,
behold.
wow. I was like, yeah, I remember that from childhood because I was always like, it's completely straight behavior. The titty.
Hey, we're all mammals, you know?
Ugh.
Ugh. What?
Because it reminds me of that song. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. I fucking hated that song.
I'm sorry that you think of that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that I...
There's a whole ass They Might Be Giant song called Mammals, where it just names a bunch of mammals.
Yeah.
Far superior.
For you.
Animal Planet, but for real, like a planet is actually
They
animals.
Might Be Giants is... They're... on. I don't enjoy it.
I couldn't hear you.
I said... I don't...
So we start
Yeah.
in space, prison planet. There's an explosion,
Yes, an explosion. Wait, is there? Oh, I guess. Yeah.
and that's how they escape.
Yeah, or something.
Right?
They hop on a ship. They said that there were like 10 and they had to kill 2 of them because they were eating too much.
Oh, that's right.
Please confirm payload, over.
Crite prisoners, 8 of them, over.
There seems to be a problem, PT-9961. My advance notice cube states that there should be 10 Crite prisoners aboard your ship. Please explain, over.
Well, we did have 10 at one time, but the Crites were eating everything in sight. We had to kill 2 of them to make the food last longer. Over.
And then there's an explosion or something and they hop on
And they're
one of the ships.
docking.
And, yeah.
They escape. And we don't see any of this. This is like
Fucking-
dialogue,
Yeah.
radio chatter. Anyway, we learned that the Krites have escaped, stolen a ship and escaped. Then Twi'lek Davros,
Gets
who is a
to-
warden,
Yeah. He gets to
summons these bounty hunters.
amazing. Like Johnny Slate.
Steele.
Steele. Fucking god damn. Johnny
You're
Steele.
thinking of Jenny Slate.
Probably. Johnny Steele, like the fact that one of them is
Mallory Steele.
fucking
You know, from that tight, sexy...
taut, sexy thriller.
Sexy thriller. Thank you. Tight. Whoops.
Tight, attractive suspense. Yeah. Taut, sexy thriller.
That's what I look for in
A vagina.
suspenders. Taut, sexy suspenders. Any whoozy doozy.
No, but the bounty
Somehow.
hunters,
Oh, and
they
they
have like green faces or whatever.
Yeah, the reveal of the
I really like that.
introduction of the bounty hunters is awesome.
Yeah.
And then they get to Earth and get real stupid real quick.
Fucking, but what they're learning Earth customs and like they're going through all this information and then it just stops on like the Johnny Steele
Yeah, they
video and then he's like, all right, I'll
They just chill out and watch the whole music video.
yeah.
Johnny Steele is played by
Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann.
I don't know him. He's
His
been in
name-
everything and he looks super familiar, but I don't.
I think his name is one of those that just sounds more famous than it is.
That's
Like,
fair. I mean, I think I'd seen him on. He was on like the Dresden Files or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that, and I'm pretty sure I'd seen that. So that's probably what I know him from. And I saw 1/2 episode of Sense8. So yeah, and he was apparently in that as well.
is that one? Is that the one where like there's a sex scene and then you see a rainbow dildo
Yeah.
fall on the ground? And
And it just
splatters?
there's so much liquid flies off of it, and that was so gross to me.
Yeah.
Not because it just why is it watery? Like it just looked watery. It wasn't like I don't know. I'm like
I feel like that's one of those things that like in real life, sure, that'd be hot
no.
if you were in that scenario. But
No, I don't. That's why if it was like I don't know. It was just I don't
it
know.
reminds
I
me of
was like,
certain
ooh.
potato soup, if you know what I mean.
Christ. Oh my God. Watery ass potato soup. Tasted like shit.
Every goddamn day. Every goddamn day.
I love that. That's like.
Unclear why they had to. Oh God.
I'm sorry. That was me. That was me.
I know it was you.
I'm
but
sorry. I didn't. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought you were gonna get crushed under a bicycle.
I can see where it's going.
It's going to shit. Also, my favorite part.
Sorry. I was just trying to move on. I'm sorry.
They have enough fuel to cross the galaxy 10 times.
Yep. Yeah. But that was supposed to imply that they're like, I felt like that was like setting up like that they'll eat anything. Like they have like a ravenous appetite. So it's because they said they have enough fuel to get to across the galaxy 10 times. They're like, but not enough food. So that's what they're going to be stopping for first. Like they say something about food.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it's like setting up that they're like, they just eat everything. Including Billy Zane's fingies.
But mostly seat cushions.
Mostly seat cushions and
Somehow the
Jay's
cat
shoulder.
survived. Jay's shoulder, yeah.
You said that cat should be played by Palpatine.
Yeah. I said another Star Trek reference. Star Trek. Oh, I'm fired.
I thought you did it on purpose.
I wish I had.
I wish I had.
I should have played it cool.
You should have been like, yeah. And then told me afterwards, and then I could have flogged you.
I am a naughty boy. I am
I'm a naughty boy.
Oh,
word. Jesus. See, you could tell we had a good time watching this movie because we don't
I still have a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's like, again, it's a very familiar formula.
Fuck it.
But it really has some surprises, and it has production values.
Yeah,
that was the surprising
surprised.
part.
Yeah.
I
was expecting it to
found
be
the
way
bounty
more.
hunters to be real boring once they get to Earth.
That's fair.
They look cool. One guy keeps changing his face, which
I didn't understand.
there's not enough Ethan Phillips.
That's fair. I didn't understand why they were going to where they were going.
Yeah.
You know, like they were looking for the crates, whatever. Krites. Ugh. But they were like stopping in random places. And I was just like, they stopped at church. They stopped at the bowling alley. And I was like,
Yeah, it was unclear how they were
what?
trailing.
Yeah, I couldn't. They were like, we're looking for them. And then they just kept shooting at everything. And I was like, what are you? I don't understand. That was the only part. Like, it would have been fine if it was like they thought they were following the Krites, but they were actually following like the guy who said he could pick up their,
Oh, yeah.
Charlie. If they were like following him because the signals were getting crossed or something,
Yeah,
then I would be like, oh, okay. But it wasn't what was happening. Like, it was so weird. Yeah,
you're
I don't
right.
know. It
That's
was just
part of the reason it's...
Yeah, I was like, what are they doing? And I know that they did it because as soon as they get there, then it's going to be over, because they're going to catch the guys. But I thought what was going to happen was they were going to meet up with the kid, and then he was going to, and then they were going to have some like malfunction, and then the kid was going to, because he had all those fireworks, they were going to end up like making weapons with him.
Oh, nice.
And then fighting, but that's not what happened. I guess I can't predict everything in a film.
I predicted the Molotov, and I was proud of that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Because suddenly it became very prominent that Charlie had a handkerchief.
He had a hanky the size of a fucking T-shirt coming out of his back pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
And his tiny bottle of whiskey somehow got twice as big.
Bottomless.
Yeah.
Also.
Bottomless whiskey. Yeah.
This morning, Bonnie and I were going back and forth because I mentioned Canadian wildfires. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, that sounds like either a high-end whiskey or cheap scotch. And then they came back with... It sounds like a souvenir tiny bottle of alcohol a white mom would get in the, quote, Welcome to Canada gift shop. And if that wasn't enough, also like something a country star born and raised in Connecticut would market.
Oh my God. Yeah. Born and raised in Connecticut. That's so good.
Yeah, the specificity, really.
Yeah.
Woo.
They're really good at that. They're really good.
No.
Which is fucking annoying. No.
Yeah.
When people are really good, you're like, oh, I finally figured it out, and then they come up with something really quick in response, and you're like, fuck. You're like, that's really good, and it's really funny, and I don't think that's fair.
But I'm mad at you.
I think that's really unfair.
But you're an asshole. Coming up with something funnier than I did.
And much quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fucking when they blow up the house and then they're like, I laughed so fucking hard.
It was so good and
So pissed. Yeah, the house gets restored.
it makes no sense and so dumb.
But fucking, oh my God, it was so funny. I've never seen something like that before.
No,
If they had left it, it would have been amazing.
The best
I was like,
thing ever.
oh my God. It was so fucking funny. Oh, but the bounty hunter being like, call me. I'm like, I know they're setting it up for sequels. I know that's what that was, and I get it. But like, I'm like, you know, he's a child, right?
You don't know about Earth culture?
Oh, that's right. I said, toxic critter train.
That's right.
Because I was like, what is he, a groomer? Toxic critter train.
Doesn't matter if it's true, right?
Oh, fuck. That bitch copyrighted that shit. Oh my God.
It's on Apple Music, apparently.
She's like issuing takedowns to people who are, that's so fucking annoying.
Referencing, putting it in their response videos.
Yeah.
You caught that, the patriarch, Papa J, Billy Bush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Billy Green Bush, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Green Bush, is that right? I think that's I think that is it, and if that's the case, anyway. First of all, none of the acting is very good.
Mm-mm. The fact that he didn't die immediately was probably worse. That was worse than the house coming back to life after it was murdered.
The fact that no one dies.
Billy Zane dies.
None of the family members.
Well, yeah, that was a tragedy.
The fact that the sister exists, it's like, why? Just so Billy Zane can die?
Yeah.
Trying to get laid? What am I looking for?
Green Bush.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. Billy Greenbush.
Greenbrier.
And I'm Kate Bush. Anyway, he sucks. But you snatched that his bowling shirt had something that looked like a Ghostbusters logo. Yeah. This film came out in 1986?
Yes.
And the first Ghostbusters was 84 or something?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's their team is Pin Busters.
Mm-hmm. And it's a
bowling pin that's anthropomorphized with a circle line through it.
Yeah, Pin Busters. And there's a little ET in it.
Yep. Oh, and apparently, the early on in the movie where the kid blows up a little model or whatever.
Oh, I forget.
It's like when the dad is like, Charlie, give me the carburetor or whatever.
Yeah.
That is a model of a Y-wing fighter from Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
That was painted in silver.
Oh, my God. Yeah, there's just like a ton of references to which I like.
Contemporary.
I like when when stuff do that because I'm like, I think it's silly when you pretend like these things don't exist.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean like,
It's very 80s in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that doesn't happen in the same way.
well, because things get, like trademarked and
Oh,
shit.
yeah, that's a good
and
point.
People,
you're right. Doughy.
Yeah. Like Back to the Future. Bleep that out. Back to the Future
Cease and desist is a copywritten
is
phrase.
a copywritten phrase. So I posted a photo. Like I was selling like a sticker of a photo of Back to the Future on a marquee that was where we were playing it, and it got taken down because I didn't have permission to sell like Back to the Future like stuff, and I was like, it is a photo taken by me of a marquee.
Yeah.
Like it's not, but I said like Back to the Future marquee, so I was like, nope, got taken down. I possibly if I called it something else, I might not.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's still, I was like you don't have permission to sell this. I was like, I do.
Once again, I'll reference that one of the greatest all time 9/11 conspiracy prediction videos is about.
So how can it be? Oh my God. That was amazing.
So good.
I think, did you show that at a party or something?
I think I probably did.
Oh God, it was amazing. That was the first time watching that. It was just like, I love it. You should please link to that if you can find it.
Okay. I feel like I probably have before.
That I don't care. Link to it as many times as you can. It's so fucking funny. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward movie. Like, the Krites come to Earth. I'm not gonna get it right. Critters come to Earth. They eat everything. They are a danger to everyone. They have little porcupine pointers.
Yeah, which I didn't know about. I like that.
Mm-hmm. It's got like a tranquilizer. What's interesting, they don't really say much about it, but the dad, when he gets bitten the first time and they shoot him with one of those, it's not very evident where he gets shot, but when it goes to him on the table, he's like shaking. It's like I was like, oh my God. And his like hands are like over a bowl. I was like, oh my God. But he says, I can't feel that.
Yeah. And later he's like, I think the feeling's coming back.
So I think we're supposed to get that it's like a tranquilizer, like it kind of like numbs people so that they can like, I guess, eat them without having to fight or something. I don't know.
That's something that happens. Yeah. Some predators have that.
Right. Like it paralyzes you or like it numbs you. So right. But I was like, oh, okay.
Apparently though, it just made Dee Wallace sleepy.
Yeah, it made Dee Wallace and Tina sleepy.
Oh, did Tina get hit?
Tina got hit. Right. Remember she had that fucking nipple. She had like a nipple pimple, fucking prolapsed anus on her neck.
Horrifying. The opening sequence on the prison asteroid, and then when the first you see the critter swallow the firecracker.
Oh my!
I'm like,
God.
oh no, this movie is serious about
the
production value of
it.
Like it doesn't take itself too seriously.
No,
obviously.
Right.
Because there's a lot of goofy ass shit that it's doing on purpose.
Right. Yeah.
But that stuff, I was like, oh, okay.
It didn't do what I had expected it to do, which was like be like really, really, I mean, I said this in the lobby. I thought it was going to be like really, really like poor production value. It was going to be real cheesy looking. Yeah. I mean, it was cheesy looking. It's the 80s and they're critters. Come on. But yeah, it does a lot like, it just like when they, like Billy Zane is reaching for the radio to like change the station as it pops up and just bites his fingers off. I was like, holy shit.
I'll get it.
Hilarious. And he just gets eaten alive. And I mean, it's so much of it is just like shit like that where like they'll surprise you. Also, the scene where the mom shoots one of them or like something like that. And it goes, fuck.
Yeah, when they're on the when they're on the porch.
Yeah. Fuck. I was like, that's good. That's good. Also, there was cursing in this, which I was like, hell yes. I was really scared.
Presumably, the person who voiced the creators was doing some kind of
Yep. Keith
hybrid of French and Chinese.
Which I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I was like, is it the Chinese I spoke when I was 3 years old and looking into a doorknob? You know, that like I don't know.
Looking into a doorknob?
Yeah, your face, it would make your face, like it warps your face. So I'd like look at a doorknob. No, not like because I looked Chinese. I just thought my face looked funny. And then I thought I was speaking Chinese because I would try to sound like it. Like I thought that's what languages were when I was a kid. I didn't understand that other languages.
Many revelations happened.
I didn't understand because I was like 3. Okay, I'm trying to emphasize. I thought that different languages were just things you made up, and then you I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't really have like
That's
a
fine.
comprehension.
I don't understand how this relates to your image in a doorknob.
Because I don't know why, but that's when I think I just enjoyed looking at it was a way to look at my reflection.
Okay.
And I really liked the way it made my face look.
Okay.
And so I would look into a doorknob and pretend I was speaking Chinese.
Okay.
Because I think it was like unrelated. I think it was unrelated. Other than it was a way to like look at my reflection without like being in front of a mirror. You know, like inconspicuously looking at myself.
Again, you're talking about the part that I'm not confused about.
Oh, I don't know. And then, because I honestly thought that when people spoke different languages, like in TV, there were subtitles. So I thought it was just somebody making up.
Yeah.
Like I would understand.
Well, it's actually the case in this
Well, that's true.
case.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, is that because I didn't understand stuff like that when it would be like an alien language.
Yeah,
And then
right.
so I just thought
Yeah.
any language was like a made up language that you just, when people were like speaking Chinese, they were just making sounds and then they were doing subtitles. I thought that's what it all was because I thought, aliens aren't real, but like they'll have a language on TV and then
Right.
there's subtitles. So I was like, okay, that's what all languages are just sounds you make,
Yeah.
which isn't totally wrong, but I didn't understand that the words actually meant something. It
Right.
wasn't just fake. And I might have thought that was just a TV thing, like real languages were different. Like, because I knew people spoke different languages. Because I also thought I knew that cartoons weren't real, but I thought cartoons were like people were in bodysuits. Because you had like, like Disney and stuff like that, like Mickey Mouse and Donald, they're all in like the furry costumes.
Oh, you're talking about like at the parks.
Yeah.
Like the theme parks. Yes.
Right. And so I'd see pictures of those
Yes.
and I was like, oh, that's them. Like, that's what they're like for
That's how
whatever
they do
reason.
cartoons?
Yeah. I thought that they just put on a suit. So I was like, why can't I run in place like they do in cartoons? I would try to practice so that I could be in cartoons.
Totally.
So I didn't have the best. I knew that things were
Well,
like.
it's because you didn't have
real.
the bongos to go.
That's fair. That's fair. My mom never told me that part.
Yeah.
My mom thought it was really funny, but like.
Thanks, homeschool.
My mom thought it was really funny, but I was like, I'm trying to practice. But I thought that they put on a fucking cartoon costume and then they would like be
able to do that?
be in front of a green screen. Like there was a lot of things that I didn't like.
I don't. To me, that's not that wild.
Yeah.
To be.
I'm like, I know it's not real. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
But people are in costumes doing that for real. Like I did it. Yeah. So that was my first thought when it was like he's speaking a hybrid. I'm like a real hybrid or the
fake French, fake Chinese.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's my
that's nope.
You know what I thought of is fucking
Firefly.
yeah,
I know.
the Goran.
Goram.
So dumb.
Yeah, instead of saying goddamn, they would say go ram. I mean, I do enjoy stuff where, like, people have this idea of like futuristic things where like there's a blending of languages. Like I'm like, I do think
Sure.
that that's how things are going to be, but I think suddenly breaking into another language is not really how it's going. That doesn't make any sense. Like it's going to be just in an everyday talk. Like it's not going to be like when you're upset you start speaking Chinese or something. Like that's not really a blending.
Well, there's
like,
also a specific,
it's
I'm trying to remember. I assume, oh God, I feel like I watched a video essay about this not that long ago about the way, I mean, you could probably source it to Blade Runner as the biggest influence, but also,
yeah.
Akira and stuff having, I don't know, I don't know about anime, and it's,
Yeah. You're just going
I
off of the
don't
video.
claim to know anything about anime. I've never been a big fan. Although Robotech was a huge influence on me as a kid, wasn't it? And Voltron. Anyway. But the whole like Neo Tokyo thing where it's just like everything's or you get signs in a lot of Asian languages, but there's no like Asian people to be seen.
Right.
Yeah, or people of color in general usually,
Right.
but like
Yeah.
that weird shit that happens in Western cyberpunk
Yeah.
dystopias.
Yep. Right.
Anyway,
People love doing that shit. People
sure
love
do.
and they're like, it's not appropriation, it's appreciation. And I'm like,
yeah.
who are you appreciating though? What exactly are you appreciating? I just love Japanese culture so much that I'm going to use all the aesthetics and I'm not.
I just love how those crazy letters look.
Right? I don't want to actually learn the language
much more
or the
artistic
actual
than,
customs. I'm just going to steal the aesthetics of it. And I feel like that's pretty respectful. Would you recommend? Would you recommend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
I don't-
Again, this is another one. I feel like similar as I did about like Eat the Rich and like Desert Hearts. This is one that I'm like, it's surprising that I didn't know about it before, that I never saw it before. And it's like, it's something where you see it and you're like, this is not what I expected. This is like, is it a perfect film? No. Should you be expecting like some masterpiece? No. But if you want to have fun watching a fucking, alien horror movie,
Yeah.
definitely watch this. Which is not at all like Desert Hearts.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to see what the sequels do.
I know. Yeah.
I'm sure it's not. Of course, it's going to be diminishing returns,
For sure.
but
Yeah.
Terrence Mann comes back.
Yeah, and all of them, apparently. Playing Ugg.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like the bounty hunters aren't named in this first
Yeah,
one, but
yeah,
in the next one they get names, which is
Boring.
dumb. But an unnamed menace is much.
Agreed.
I also thought when they first show up and they
Cool.
have no features, I'm like,
Yeah.
they're the bounty hunters from the X-Files
I know.
because they don't want to get the black oil infection.
Yeah.
Which is probably just my favorite part about the X-Files.
Yeah, that was some crazy.
that one guy
Yeah. That face.
playing a member of the Orion Syndicate on the
Yeah.
DS9.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I wish I could remember his name.
I know.
Somehow, what's his name? Brian
Palpatine.
James, is that his name? Isn't in this movie, even though he should be.
Oh, he was also in Blade Runner, right?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah. I totally know who you're talking about.
Brian
Yeah.
James.
Oh, Brian.
Anyway, somehow not in this movie.
Wow.
Like he should have
Yeah.
been one of the. He should have been the other bounty hunter.
Yeah. You're right.
F. Murray Abraham. Nope. M. Emmett Walsh.
Do you want your skin to look like a beige orange peel? Fuck. That's all I can think of. Anytime someone mentions F. Murray Abraham, I just think about that fucking Venture Brothers quote, which is so one of the meanest things you could say about anyone. Do you want your skin to look like a beige orange peel? Fucking a beige orange peel. Like, it's so visceral. God. Anyway. But yeah, I definitely recommend too.
Shout out to I can't believe I didn't know about this resource before, the Internet Movie Cars database.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Which is how I found out. IMDb let me down.
Yeah.
Especially since we just came off of Risky Business and how the Porsche 928 is the star of that movie. No mention of the Billy Zane's Porsche in this.
On the internet
trivia on IMDb.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I had thankfully IMCDB came through to let me know it's a 1983.
You should add that trivia to the movie trivia on IMDb.
Did last night after some wine.
I was gonna say, of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
I said according to Internet Movie Cars database, it's a 1983 Porsche 944.
1983 Porsche. Porsche 1984 is my brain was 1983. Is it a popcorn? You have a popcorn fart?
I said what I meant.
Corn nuts. Corn nuts smell good though. I need a corn nut.
They still make those? Also, beer
they
nuts.
do.
You remember beer nuts?
I don't know. Is that well? So this is the last of our birthday movies. Happy birthday to Keith, everyone!
Pause for sigh.
Which is
Critters was by far the most enjoyable. I count Eat the Rich as not part of my birthday selection, even though I suggested it. Of the month, that probably is the winner.
Yeah.
But of my birthday picks,
see,
Critters.
I feel like Eat the Rich was really surprising. I did a lot of things. I'd never heard of it. Very surprising. But I still would pick Critters because I feel like this one, as much as I was expecting it to be like ridiculous and fun, there was way more than I thought there was going to be. Like it didn't do humor in like a really fucking annoying way. It didn't try to be over the top with like ridiculous like pratfalls and shit. Like it wasn't. It didn't have like. It didn't really have like the like in Leprechaun how it had like the disabled guy who's like, I'm trying to get money so I can have surgery on my brain to be a normal person. Like didn't have shit like that. And I feel like the drunk guy, the guy that's like a drunk that's all, he stays like he doesn't get fixed or cured or anything. He's still like there was no
he gets
like
real dismissed.
Yeah.
And the whole joke is that his fillings are picking up signals. And that kind of is, I mean, he keeps referencing it, and he keeps getting dismissed, but it's also never.
Yeah. Well, he does say. Well, he says he says something about last time. So that's something that never really gets.
I've also met people who claim to have that.
Well, isn't it real? Like it's just about like. I don't necessarily know that you're actually getting like secret signals, but like. I would believe that if you had some fucking weird shit in your mouth or any kind of metal in your mouth that, I mean, some people get sick when they touch technology. So like,
some people get autism from getting vaccinated.
The kids are getting ready. You think they're insane. And the street night's coming, and they'll never be the same. Look out for the darkness, hold on to your soul. It's a call of the wild, and it's called rock and roll. Power of the night, the streets are calling, stealing from the light, shadows calling. It's the power of the night, the streets are calling, power of the night.
Hey, late 80s.